hot 6. Up in the top right of the map.
KT Roaster Zest.
I'm actually drinking a hot 6 right now.
You are.
You guys
I didn't get one, actually. I should have got one.
You guys might hear me open a can every now and then. It means I'm drinking a hot 6. All right, over here at the bottom left, a red player.
SK Telecom T1 PartinG.
But yeah, I'm a hot 6 drinker.
Yeah, as am I. Yesterday, I think we had like 3 cans of hot 6, actually.
Yeah, that was a lot. SK Telecom fans.
Yeah. Fans holding the papers that can be turned into fans.
Yes.
Just before, in the matchup between San and PartinG on this map, San in the bottom left decided to go for Dark Templar in the bottom right of the corner of the map. And PartinG was able to scout that so easily. And both these guys from the Korean server, they know that this kind of play is not... You're just not really going to get away with it against a good Protoss.
You might be able to get away with something like that on Frost if you hide the pylon on like some other main base location or something like that, but
yeah,
or on Alterzim. But on a map that's this small, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to get away with it. Oh, I'm liking the hat still. I don't like it any less than I liked it before. Now we know whose side he's on.
Yeah. Observer pointing out the fact that PartinG is mining more gas right now. If you look at the, the plus sign and then the amount of gas that's being mined there every minute, every StarCraft minute, you could see that the amount is greater for PartinG as he does have more workers and gas.
Yeah. Zest was getting a little bit of extra minerals. Now he's evened it up. That was going to 224, 240 per minute. It's fluctuating ever so slightly. As you know, the pro mining is not perfect, it's not constant. I'm just going to rotate that way, but we'll see how these two players open against each other tech-wise in just a moment. Well, trapping a probe. Nice job. Catch there, PartinG. Twilight Council goes down.
And back at the base of Zest, he has this double gateway build coming up here. He's going to make 2 more stalkers out of those gateways. Or no, decides to put down the Twilight Council first.
The thing is, he's got those extra minerals from only mining for 2 gases. So that gives him the ability to have this, which means he's going to have the stalkers out faster than PartinG does in higher number, which gives him the ability to pressure and control PartinG's early game pretty easily. But his blink will be slightly behind. But I feel like this is a... If these two builders collide, the way that Zest has done it is better in this case. But it is actually a Dark Shrine from PartinG. And, this is not very PartinG-like, but he didn't really show us this type of Dark Shrine play, per se, in the previous series. It was a counter Dark Shrine that we saw, but not an aggressive, like, this is my build order Dark Shrine. Oh, my...
The Micro right now.
He actually could still get it. I think he will.
Oh, my God.
4 hit points left.
And he gets away.
And now he could actually kill this Stalker. If he can catch it, I think he's going to at least damage it pretty critically.
Uh-oh, Zest.
Oh, Zest is losing a lot of hit points there. And with Blink...
turns around the corner and takes an extra hit.
This is that safety robo I was talking about, where you just have it just in case you need it. Kind of like the life vest under your seat on an airplane. It's just there, just in case. And, I mean, granted, the robo's pretty late. He might still be able to get damage on here, especially if he makes an Immortal first or something, or rallies the Observer across the map. Let's see how much he gets done here. 1 DT first.
Blink at about 2/3 done here for Zest.
It's really unfortunate for Zest. He just took so much damage early on, despite having the faster gates.
Yeah, okay, he kind of lost his advantage in that. Just being a little bit too out on the map and not paying as much attention to the map as his buddy over there PartinG.
He knows, traps the DT inside, and the Observer will come out here, and goodbye DT. Not even going to get that Sentry. Great control here. And they are both just putting down their forges and saying, all right, it's time for late game PvP.
This is what happens in PvP. We have a bunch of shenanigans in the beginning, both players putting down various techs, and then we transition. And it's going to be a while here before they get across the map and start to attack each other. Usually, you know, some players might get an advantage in upgrades for one reason or another and get the Chrono Boost out and get a +2. We saw PartinG do something like that similarly to San. But both players getting their forges at very similar timings here. So there's not really going to be a timing in that. We're going to have to see mainly what kind of compositions these guys go for. They both have a Robo. And so far, PartinG has made his first Immortal first. So he's going to have that as a small advantage.
Yeah, 2 observers out for Zest, which means he's going to have a little bit more vision on the map. Tech-wise, there are Dark Templar for PartinG, which could be used later on in a drop. It's some sort of late-game harassment. And also the Blink research for Zest is something that we need to mention as well. Probably not going to be too significant, but he does have that chase factor with those 4 Stalkers that he has right now. Probably won't be making any more Stalkers for a very long time, but say he sees this Observer, for example. If his Stalkers are there, a Blink would have actually been useful, or if a Warp Prism comes into the base later on, might be able to snipe that. It's not like he's going to be able to get some big harassment done. Looks like he's going to try for a little bit here.
This is cute.
It is cute. That's a good way to describe it. He's actually going to deny that scout, so that's what he decides to do instead.
And with that, he'll get his own scout, so nicely done here by Zest, not committing too much to the attack he had in mind.
Second scout goes out for PartinG. He's going to see anyways what's happening, which is, at this point, both players going into basically the same comp. Or, okay, he's going to go into a +1 Blink Stalker. It looks like he's just going to go all in on the Blink. So it's starting to look like, ooh, loses a Stalker, making it a lot harder to actually commit to this now.
Yeah.
What else could this be for? I mean, he's not, okay, 5 more gates, and the Phoenix sees all of this.
Phoenix has all the information, and I don't know, he's not really making the Stalkers.
Yeah. Makes a cannon. He's going to need, you know, Immortals. Those are going to be necessary if he wants to play a longer game, okay?
Takes a quick third base.
The way he's playing this is, we saw this in one of our groups either yesterday or the day before, where you look at the situation in the game and you're like, okay, well, I'm in a weird place tech-wise, but I'm going to take a bunch of greedy decisions, like taking a third base and, you know, cutting Immortals temporarily, just so that I can catch up because the defender's advantage is so strong. It's going to be hard for PartinG to actually commit to an attack. If PartinG knew that, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense, what are you doing? He would come and punish.
I think he does know, though. He's been scouting so many times, and look at that army. 3 Immortals right now, 4th one on the way, 1 Archon as well, and he has a probe with that army. Look at this, Stalker's getting caught out as well, and Zest doesn't really have an army back at his base.
There is a tiny window, like a window on a dollhouse, that's how small it is, man, where PartinG is going to have +2 faster. I don't think that's going to come into play here, but let's watch that closely. With the game heart, you can see at the right side when the upgrade's about to finish. It's about to finish right now. Charge is finished for him as well. And he's going to break down those rocks. And during all this, you know, Zest is trying to take that third base. He's trying to get enough units out, but he doesn't have any Immortals. That's a problem.
He has 0 Immortals to the 4 of PartinG. We see army supplies 15 up for PartinG. Very nice time warp right now. A second one goes down, but there is the overcharge.
That Phoenix in the back taking a few shots here. The overcharge does go down, but PartinG has way too many units. And Zest is going to roll over here and die. Great scouting by PartinG. Really smart reaction to what he's seen. Dances the units. And we're going to go on to game 2 because there's nothing else to say here. GG.
Up here in the top left in the teal for KT Roaster. Down 0-1, he is.
KT Roaster Zest.
Zest saying that he doesn't consider SKT his rival anymore, winning 10 games in a row against SKT players.
PartinG here to break the streak. I said his name, but let's say it again.
SK Telecom T1 PartinG.
So we are cross spawns. Doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to see the islands. If you look at the map though, The island bases in these spawning locations are pretty far away comparatively to, say, you know, if you spawn right next to the island. That's like a scrap station island then. Yeah, I said that word. I know it's like in most countries, like it's actually banned to say scrap station on TV, but like we're okay here at GomTV. We can mention that. We don't hide the past. Oh boy.
Both these players are doing a good job scouting. Zest scouting mostly at the bottom of his ramp, and PartinG scouting this entire base, making sure there's no shenanigans, no forward gateways, nothing like that. Build we haven't seen, at least in this tournament, in a while, is actually a build like what Hero did, where he put a gateway and a cybernetics core at the bottom of the ramp, and just like got super fast, like right in your face Zealot Stalker, and just had too many units.
Yeah, we don't really see that all too often, but it does happen sometimes. That's something we could see going forward in this best of 7.
Yeah, I mean, when you go into a best of 7, like compared to something like Pro League, you know, where it's like a best of 1, you prepare for the matchup for so long and stuff like that. This is a best of 7 against a guy you weren't exactly sure. Like, Zest has a better idea of like the matchup he was going to play, but PartinG, you know, has the practice, and it's very different in a long series like this. So many different strategies can come out. You know, even cannon rushing
could happen. Counter rushing 2-gate proxies, the proxy you're talking about with the Russian stalkers. On this map, both players taking that second gateway, allowing a little bit more pressure on the map and also a little bit of extra safety. And they both scout, so no one unaware here. Now, PartinG sent his probe not back, but to the third base. And that's something that Zest might notice. He actually leaves his probe on the watchtower, waiting for that to happen. So PartinG sends out a unit here. He's going to send out his mothership core, as well as, I believe, a stalker there. Chase that off. So if Zest is, like, super cognizant of everything that's going on right now, he's like, wait a minute, I don't think you sent that probe home. So you might know that there's a forward pylon right now going up to the right side.
PartinG is adding another gate here. He's chrono boosted out of 2 more stalkers. He has a big advantage of stalkers here. And once he gets that 3-gate up with the warp gate timing and a forward pylon here, he can definitely punish Zest, because Zest's gateway is going to be a little bit later. He's going to be chrono boosting Blink. He has less stalkers. And if he doesn't find that pylon, or even if he does, it might not even matter. He's going to be in trouble here.
It's a billowy 3-gate, really, you know. He's going to come over here and he's going to try to punish for any sort of tech, be it Blink, Stargate, anything you make like that, then you have less units. So, makes the Twilight Council at home, interestingly enough, so it's not quite the same. That's going to cost him a lot of resources. He needs another pylon before he can warp in any additional units, but he has that 4 pylon from earlier. And with that Mothership Core and a great time warp on these Stalkers, might be able to come up here and chase. Does get a little bit of damage under one of the shields. He needs to get out of here ASAP. It loses a Stalker. They're a bit sloppy, and now it's 4-2. Mothership Core not going to be able to do anything here.
Yep, he's got to group up the rest of his Stalkers. I feel like that was a little bit overzealous there. Another time warp not doing much, and Zest has more Stalkers here. He's going to fight this easily and push back, but Stalker kills 2 and takes the Stalker lead.
PartinG has done it again, man. He's got a Dark Shrine. This is how he might be able to win this. And Zest is probably really confused. Like, no, it's over. You're done, man. You're not pushing up here. He just keeps attacking, which means he can't make a robo, or he's gonna die. But if he doesn't make a robo, then he's gonna die.
It's actually so true. Like,
really smart.
He's putting on so much pressure here. Well, actually, now Zest is going to try to come down the bottom of the ramp and see that there's only a pylon. So maybe he throws down the robo now. There it is. Zest knows, man. He knows PartinG as well. He saw this happen against San as well.
He's supply blocked, actually, right now, PartinG that is. He will be able to get that pylon done, though, before he can start the DTs. And he needs to actually, I would say, kill several probes here. The thing is, he can use DTs defensively against this. Even 1 DT at home is going to be fine against this. The Observer's going to take way too long to come across the map. He needs to make 2 Observers, so keep that in mind too. There's also not a very forward pylon on the map right now for Zest. 2 DTs going to the main base.
He's
and the robo isn't done. He could actually try to target that down. I think he might do that. Let's see. Stalkers blink in here. He's going to need some of those defensive DTs back at home. Mothership Core now is enough for the overcharge.
There's the overcharge, but still so much damage getting done. Now the DTs are in the base. The probes have to be pulled. They cannot mine now.
This game is about to get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to just fight, actually, these probes here. Does not try to kill the... Not try to kill that robotics. The DTs actually do not want to fight the Zealots if they can help it. That was a bit weird. Into a good spot there. They don't just try to run around and kill some more probes. These Stalkers are going to have to leave. And it's still a massive lead in Stalkers right now for Zest, and he has Blink. But PartinG has the better economy, so he's going to have some time to try to even that up. And he's going to kill even more probes here. He gets 3 more, 28-13. So game is more even than it looks. It might look like, oh wow, Zest is dead here, but he has still this army to work with, and as soon as he has 2 observers, 1 at home and 1 with his army, that's when PartinG needs to really defend, somehow hold that off.
Yeah, that's going to be crunch time. That's going to be the big question of where exactly this game goes and which direction, who gets the advantage. Zest definitely has to make something happen here, though.
Spending all of his money on reprobing. PartinG sees the Stalkers coming in with his ground observer that does damage. All right, so he's fighting here. Way more Stalkers, kiting against the DTs.
And blinks away.
Every Stalker counts for both players right now. Love this. Love this. Forcing an overcharge. He's hoping to force units at home. But anything he can do here with those Zealots is going to be good for him. Great micro here. And he's got that Observer. That Archon at the front doing some AoE. This is so intense. All right, another Stalker comes up to join. He's got double the Stalker, plus he has Blink. And PartinG's already used his Overcharge. He has to pull probes. And Zest is finally just fighting and killing probes here. Starting to blink those Stalkers down the ramp.
Nice targeting out of PartinG right now. Gets a couple of them down at the bottom. Almost gets a 3rd one there. Very nice targeting out of PartinG.
Might actually just have enough to blink forward now, though. Let's see, he's blinking again away from that Archon. Now he's got an overwhelming number, 9-5. This is not a day job. This is Zest coming in here, killing the last of the Stalkers. And he's actually taken a probe lead. GG. We're going 1-1 here.
Nice layering there. Up here in the top left, in the teal for KT Roaster, he is.
KT Roaster, Zest.
His eyes burn with the fire of crushed nerds.
I thought you were going to say 1,000 Suns. To the bottom right in red.
SK Telecom T1 PartinG.
I'm like, now that I think about it, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. The fire of 1,000 crushed nerds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense, actually. His eyes are fiery, though, as is his hair.
So were Mars yesterday. There's a lot of eye drops.
His eyes were watery, man. That's the water element there.
Now, let's see. This map, obviously, we've seen a lot in Pro League. Just recently got adopted into the WCS pool. And it's a map with basic features. The most unique part about the map is it's natural, which faces the main base. So it's a little bit different. Some of the other bases, and you have rocks there, so there's 2 attacking locations. Not usually important at all, or even a little bit. Not even slightly, Protoss versus Protoss, but could come into play in super late game, harassment-oriented situations. So more gas mining here for Zest this time. PartinG is actually going to be cutting down a little bit, getting some extra mineral mining. So you can see it at the top right just how much this affects things.
Yeah. PartinG just going for 2 in each gas. That's something you guys can do in the ladder as well, but it's kind of a little bit more technical. It's when you specifically want a little bit more minerals out here in a very short window of time. So if you don't really know what you're doing with it, don't just do it just to be like a pro player, because it's very specific to what they're trying to go for in the game.
Just know that if you do it, you will have more minerals and less gas. The basic principle of it. About, just a little bit more efficient for mineral mining because you still get a good, you still get the majority of your efficiency on your gas. So you get about 80% or so.
So if you want an extra gateway, doing that will give you some more extra minerals and get you that gateway.
So probe comes in here, checking things out.
Sees the extra gateway and knows that PartinG would have gone for the less gas earlier on. Zest, on the other hand, chrono boosting out a sentry. So he's going to be stealing PartinG's build here, get that early sentry, get the hallucination on, and get the scouting after the tech would likely go down.
Dark Shrine is what we've been seeing a lot of today. A little bit more technical, the way they've been playing it, though, than just a blind DTs. Kind of like what we saw from San, actually. He's the one who went for blind DTs, and so also how that worked. Or didn't work, I guess.
PartinG saw everything. There was no hidden units.
No. That was like the deadest DT of all time we saw. Nexus goes down, so I think we might see a Dark Shrine here for Sue. Or not Sue, excuse me, Zest. Might see a Dark Shrine for Sue.
Sue suddenly switches to Protoss and joins us here in the
Grand finals.
Well,
we might see Sue put like a Dark Shrine figurine on his desk.
Yeah.
But what we're not going to
put down.
He's going to put it down. What we're going to see in this game is Blink.
Yeah. Blink's on the way. PartinG with that extra gateway, he's chrono boosted out the 2 extra stalkers, so he's going to have the advantage for now. Chrono boost out his own Blink as well.
Well, this mothership core is going to have to recall, but he sees the Blink research. He doesn't see it in such sexy fashion as the game heart shows us, though, as observers. And there it is, actually.
Yeah, well,
he's going to place the Dark Shrine here, and he's going to pressure his way into trying to get DTs to do something, but PartinG is... Did he just cancel his rope, or did it finish? He canceled it, I believe. He's like, wait, I don't need this. Uh-oh. He might actually need that.
I think what he wanted to do is he saw the Blink coming his way and maybe get some Immortals, but now that he sees the Nexus, he's like, I want to punish for this, actually. I'm going to get my Blink, and I'm going to come in here. And that could be his undoing here, as he is not going to have any detection for the Dark Templar that are slowly coming out here. Right now, hitting on this Nexus, but the overcharge goes down. Is actually going to push him back for now.
He's going to have to wait a long time.
He's going to wait for the Blink to finish, and he's going to Blink up here.
Brendan, is that a probe on the map? Hold that thought. PartinG is going to kill that mothership core, and there's no Nexus overcharge here. I think that's a probe on the map for Zest, where he could actually use to make a forward pylon. He sees the Dark Shrine now. He's got a lot of time to react, because there's no forward warping point just yet. He might actually just be able to win the game here before that actually comes into play. Let's see how much more damage he can get done.
Yeah, there's no units here for Zest.
All right, needs to warp in what?
Warps in 3 stalkers and leaves the game. GSL Hot 6 up here in the top right of the map in the teal for KT Rolster. He is currently down.
KT Roaster Zest.
1-2.
Staying focused. Up against the Soul Protoss, the top left.
SK Telecom T1 PartinG.
Also very focused, of course. These players want to win the money, they want to win the fame. This is their job, their livelihood. They practiced and probably stayed up really late last night in order to do well today.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Today started at 2 p.m. So coming down here a little bit earlier than normal to the studio. It's just one of those days where, like I said before, it's more like a weekend event. And it essentially is what it is. This tournament took place, you know, over the weekend for the last part of it. And it's a tournament about limited preparation and really just how well you can play a best of 7 on the fly.
Yep.
How many builds can you come up with in such a brief period of time? Stylistically, can you keep yourself fresh enough to where your opponent doesn't get too many ideas about exactly how you want to play it? Now, we have a much faster core here for Zest.
Yeah.
At an early gate, so he might actually run with that and go for that billowy 3 gate.
It could be very efficient on this map, very useful here because the rush distance is very small. getting a pylon over there isn't too hard. And you can get the rest of your stalkers that you build at the gateway before it's a warp gate over there pretty fast. PartinG is going to come over here and notice this. At least you should. But instead of that, it is going to be a very quick Stargate here before warp gate research.
Yeah, this is a good map for it because of the rush distance. So
the only thing about this is that PartinG scouts, and he's going to see it. That's the usual location there in the bottom left, but actually Zest puts it a little bit back over there, and PartinG knows this is on the way now.
He's also, you know, with this scouting it pretty uncharacteristically. PartinG oftentimes will skip a scout, so I think this is part of the idea here for Zest. He's probably played more PvPs without a scout than any player I can think of. Mothership Core is going to come over here, get a little bit more information.
Oracle started right away, right at 150 gas. Going to be chrono boosted out and, of course, rallied over to the base of PartinG. The only thing about this is that PartinG has the Mothership Core. He's going to have stalkers over there. He's going to be totally prepared for this.
Yeah, he will. The question is, does this Oracle give him enough control to take a natural, though, and then transition out? Because that's the idea here. Yeah, adding 2 more gates at home. And his own Twilight Council.
Very interesting, as I scratch my chin.
Well, this will kill a few probes.
Nice micro so far. Gets 2 and stays alive. Wow.
It doesn't use the overcharge.
Yeah.
So there's the drawback to this is he doesn't kill it, but he has that energy for later on for other things. Most notably the Blink Stalker timing attack that might have Time Warp assisting it. They're both going into Blink now.
Nice scout over here. Knows that location, a very nice location to put down that pylon. You can warp down there on the low ground with that.
Warp gates are done.
And with that Oracle, he actually got a scout on the base of PartinG as well. So he knows this is coming. He has to prepare for this now. He's just going to do it with his own defensive blink and a bunch of stalkers, but he's going to have less stalkers right now. He's down 4 to 6. Loses a probe.
Well, that Oracle actually comes in here and he keeps the energy so that when he doesn't have the stalkers at home, he can do this. Oracle's still out there though, and we'll come back later. 50 energy. Ooh, sentries coming over here. Looks like he may want to try to contain. The problem is his opponent's also going to have blinks pretty soon.
Yeah, PartinG doesn't know about the blink. That's very important.
Yeah. Starts a Nexus here. Just going to get that base up faster. He has less stalkers right now, though, because of those sentries. He needs to be very careful. Doesn't even really want to poke. And this is that 50 energy Oracle I was talking about. Let's see what he gets done.
PartinG getting up the Nexus now. He's just backing off here. I would have liked to see him keep the map control, but he's bringing his entire army all the way back.
Well, I think he realizes like something's not right here. You know,
yeah.
I'm not going to stick around. I might actually just end up losing my stalkers. I'm going to take a Nexus, which is going to be hard for him to assail with any sort of unit composition because he has that Stargate, right? So that's those minerals in gas are missing the Stargate and the Oracle for making units. You know, there's only so much you can mine on one base. This is what we were talking about earlier, where PartinG was like, no, I don't need this Robo. Because if by some weird chance you have a Dark Shrine, there's just not enough money on one base to actually have everything. There's just not. Even if you have perfect saturation, there's just not enough money on that base. So at this point, he's like, something's not right here. I'm going to move back. I'm going to have the defender's advantage at home. You probably will be able to counterattack me or kill me on my Nexus, and he's able to contain you and pressure you a little bit. Energy on these sentries will give him Guardian Shield, Force Fields for the defense, and also then later use them to scout further what it is exactly that Zest is doing, what sort of composition he's building. That
Very
tag,
nice.
A lot of info.
Yeah, there's a lot of info there. Charge on the way here for Zest. Gonna go into that Zealot Archon style, most likely. I don't think he has the Robo yet.
No.
No Robo yet, and that means no Immortals for now.
I wonder if what Zest is going to try to do here is poke a little bit while he starts getting a charge on the +1. Then maybe with some sort of soft contain, try to take the gold base. No, he's going to double expand here. Okay. Double expanding on Protoss versus Protoss. A world first. Like we're watching right now.
And now, if PartinG has any inkling that this is even possible, he's going to send the Phoenix down here, but actually it gets denied by Zest.
If PartinG scouts that base, it'd be the most unlike PartinG thing that we've ever seen PartinG do. There's no reason to believe ever that anybody would be crazy enough to take a fast third base in Protoss versus Protoss, especially on a map like this where it's not so far away. And I mean, the thing is, if it's going to be a fast third, you're probably thinking, you're going to try to take the gold base because I'm ahead of you in income, and you're going to take that risk. But, no, there's no way he's going to scout that.
Yeah. I wonder if part of the reason he put that down so early is because he knew that PartinG wouldn't scout it. He's just saying, like, okay, I can take this risk. I got to get ahead in this way. And PartinG isn't ever going to believe that I'm going to have a base there.
What is interesting, though, that our observer just pointed out, is he scouted that there were no gases at the natural. At that time when the Phoenix came in, that's not too weird. But when he comes in here again, he sees that, that's when he's going to be like, wait a minute. Okay, so he comes over here. Phoenix is killed. He snipes the Phoenix because he's scared the Phoenix might actually see the third base.
Yeah.
But he could have maybe let it see that there were no gases as well, so he wants to deny that too. Because at this point, PartinG is like, without that information, how can he even guess? Looks like he might even have Zest go for a timing attack off of his 3-base economy with all those extra minerals, with a few Archons maybe and a ton of Zealots.
Yeah.
Does he even have actually a Temple Archive? I don't think he does yet.
No, I don't think so. But he does have the +2 on the way for his attack. I think he might wait for that. He's going to deny the scout again.
He sees there's no gas, and he's like, all right, what's going on? Okay, now he knows.
Now
PartinG is probably in panic mode now because there's nothing he can do to punish this base anymore. It's already gotten its use, and now he's got to be in defensive mode like, oh, you have so many extra minerals. Everything that I've accepted to be true about this matchup and everything that I know that I'm doing at home no longer is exactly accurate. PartinG actually moves out to attack here.
He's going to go out and attack, but look at Zest minerals. He warps in 4 Zealots, and he still has 1,200 minerals.
He's going to have so many more Zealots when this hits. Yep. PartinG doesn't have a massive Archon count. His 2 Immortals that he has in his army are pretty useless.
Zest right now is supply blocked. He's about to get that pylon up. Thankfully for him, the charge up on the warp gates isn't really that far behind. So he's going to warp in a ton of Zealots here now with charge. This is the big fight.
He's going to go over here and attack the third base now. Doesn't matter if PartinG kills his base if he loses his whole army. All right, he's considering the attack. PartinG does not actually commit to this. Not fully. There's so many warp-ins here for him to use.
Oh, wow.
Now starting to get his own Archons out here. Actually, he can break these force fields.
Yeah, needs that Archon. And now he's going to come down. Nice time warp right at the bottom of the ramp. Even catches an Archon, and now it's being charged on by a bunch of this and even blinked. That's a big catch.
Yeah, that's a big blink, though. He's going to be careful about this. He's about to have +2. Buying enough time for that. This Nexus should go down this time, but this could give Zest the engagement he needs. Let's find out. Here we go. That time warp is so clutch. Perfect placement there on the Mothership core. Probes are off the line here to fight on the right side. And does he have enough warp-ins here? It looks like he might. He's got so many more Zealots coming down. There's a lot of Blink Stalkers for PartinG here left over, and his Archons look overwhelming. He's got to target those Immortals, and he does. It looks like PartinG actually has enough.
PartinG is going to have enough. The Warpins also helping out so dearly now. A bunch more of these Zealots, and he has a ton of these gateways, but the army of PartinG stands.
I feel like a little bit of timidness and also the supply block that you talked about earlier is what cost Zest this game. GG. Round 6. Our teal Protoss player to the top left of the map for KT Roaster.
KT Roaster Zest.
The Kingslayer. Very serious look as usual on his
Korean
face.
version of Jaime Lannister.
Yes.
Over here in the top right in the red.
SK Telecom T1 PartinG.
There he is. There he is.
There he is. Found him.
And I was in the bathroom before this finals got started, and so were Zest and PartinG, and they were peeing next to each other, and they did not say a word. It was really awkward. There's some obvious tension between these guys, like going into the finals. They don't seem too friendly.
There's right at this moment in time, some tension is developing between me and you because you didn't invite me to your bathroom party with the GSL
the third
finalists.
floor or something. I don't know where you went.
I was not invited to the bathroom party. I would have gone, but you know, bathroom party without me, that's fine. Next time I would like to be invited. I'll give you another chance. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Is that a banana?
I think is it an umbrella? I didn't read what it said in Korean because it's in Korean handwriting, and for some reason that impairs my ability to read it.
It said PartinG's name, but besides that, I didn't.
I think it might have said Usan, but I don't know. Anyways,
that was a weird drawing.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it was. It looked like it could have also been like women's underwear or banana. I mean, any number of things, like a slightly oddly shaped melon.
Yeah.
Well, it's a mystery to us. Now this probe taking a almost ninja star shaped scouting pattern on the map.
And the reason he goes from bottom right to top left is because the probe of Zest got to his base too fast. So he knows that it's not cross positions.
Yep.
So he's going to send it up to the top left now and get the scout down.
Map is huge, and this map is not your normal PvP map. It's so big. Sometimes you can get away with a risky expansion that you wouldn't normally on a map like this.
He tried to hide the sentry there. I don't know if you caught he put it up there in the top right. And I think the probe got a vision on it for a slight second there.
I think he was considering blocking the Nexus with the pylon. Decided not to do it. He's going to go get his Nexus at home. Really similar timings here for these two players.
Yeah.
On the Nexus.
Zest going for double sentry, whereas PartinG was going for one sentry.
Stargate goes up here for PartinG. And a robotics now for Zest. And the Stargate gives you a lot of flexibility on this map to harass, get some damage done early on. The robotics is Zest's way of saying, you are not going to kill me with anything. It's very obvious to PartinG that Zest has an expansion, even though he lost his probe before it was made, because he showed the probe. Whether that was a mistake or not, PartinG knows. So for him to make the robo here, I think it's kind of like, if you try to kill me, one of these timings that you've done so much in this series, I'm going to hold it. And he's going to have, you know, Immortals out to deal with this, if need be. But now he comes in here, scout, sees that there's an Oracle opening, so he's going to want to keep his Stalkers close and his Mothership Core closer. The Oracle comes across.
Does that make the Mothership Core your enemy then?
No.
Stalkers close, Mothership Core closer. You know, friends closer, enemies closer.
Ah, no.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I see. The thing is, actually, I misspoke because you want to keep your Stalkers closer. The Mothership Core has a pretty large casting range on the overcharge.
Yeah.
And it's been heavily discussed by people in balance threads that are really unhappy. Now, here comes that overcharge. In fact, since the Mothership Core is close enough, and the Stalkers, they're closer. You might actually kill this. One more shot!
Wow. A little bit of miscontrol there. I think it got 2 kills. Yeah, that's it. And if you notice, Zest has put down a very sneaky pylon down here and adds 2 Stargates. We're going to see this happen right now. Sky Toss.
It's the Choya Phoenixes. The reason I call them this is because once in a very famous GSTL game on Calm Before the Storm, which is actually basically this map. It's basically this map, except it's like slightly differently shaped. And everyone said that map was terrible. For some reason, everyone's okay with this map. I'm really not sure why, but this is definitely my least favorite map in the pool right now. Anyways, on a map like this, you can hide these Stargates in Protoss versus Protoss, make a ton of Phoenixes, and then suddenly come into your opponent's base and kill everything he has. And if you have enough Phoenixes, you can actually beat Colossi straight up.
Yeah.
Oracles are going to have no chance.
Get up to 15, 16, 18. And Phoenixes, you know, they're good against light units, but they start to do a lot of damage. Second Oracle comes in here, gets 2 kills. Tries to get a third one, does not get it. Takes a bit of damage there. It's forced out by the Stalkers. Very nice splits by Zest here. Controlling all of his bases here, defending it very well. Also doing a very good job of denying the hallucinated Phoenix Scouts. Just wants to make sure that PartinG has as little information as possible. Oh, one more hit would have done it.
Good control there on the Oracle. And he could just use one of these Phoenixes to go kill it, but obviously that would spoil his plan.
Yeah. If Zest, or rather PartinG, was paying attention like so much, he would see that the Chrono Boost energy is going down, but it's not being used on anything in the base.
Oh, that's a really good point, actually.
But that's like, he would have to be looking so close.
Well, he's going to come over here and kill these sentries. And he might even actually take an Immortal with him, too. Let's find out. Sentries first. And it's just going to go for Stalkers because there's such a small count of them. There's the Immortal lift. Or no, actually, that's a Stalker.
Yeah.
And there's that Immortal going up. Immortal looking silly in the air. It's right outside the
he's like, no, help! Gets killed. And he's got 2 at a time, still getting Chrono Boosted. You see PartinG. Looked like he was mouthing out the words of the F word, but I don't think he'd be speaking English in the booth.
I don't think so.
He's gonna be saying some other stuff in Korean as this happens to his base.
I think you're right. This Oracle is found, by the way. Goodbye.
Dead Oracle. Templar Archives here.
Yeah.
Could get a lot of Archons.
Archons is the answer.
Yep. Can't be lifted. Very good against low health Phoenixes, especially when they group up.
Upgrade lead for PartinG is only a slight lead. Whoa! Got some of those feedbacks off on the Phoenixes. Those Phoenix actually not able to kill that Mothership Core. Killing a Stalker that was like not even fully phased in.
Yeah, still blue. Ground weapons here about to finish for Zest.
It's so funny to actually see a High Templar try to fight Phoenixes like that. Didn't get any kills. Speaking of kills, a few probes going down here. It's actually evened out the worker count to 45. And with all the map control as the Phoenixes, I'm a little bit surprised Zest hasn't started third base yet. I think he's scared that there's going to be some weird, you know, Charge Zealot, Archon timing that comes across the map, and then he doesn't have enough units to defend.
Yeah. I mean, especially...
Ooh, he's getting away with these feedbacks.
Yeah, very nice so far. I mean, we've seen it before, players that go Phoenix, and they just don't have enough on the ground to defend, and then the enemy player just goes for a big push and ends the game, but I feel like on this map, it's going to be a bit harder, and that's why we see PartinG throw down that third.
Well, he can't kill the third base of PartinG with these Phoenixes. They can't quite lift the Nexus. Even all of them together couldn't do it.
You know, I heard a rumor that if you get 110 Phoenixes, you can lift a Nexus.
Yeah, but only on Tuesdays. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it only works on Tuesdays. And if it doesn't work the first time, just restart the whole game and then try it again. And the thing is, sometimes it doesn't work the second time either, so you have to try it the third time. But it'll definitely work on the third time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you just got to keep trying it. It works eventually.
What was the name of that website? Was it like gamecheats.org or something? It's terrible, all the things that were written on that website that I'm sure little kids tried all the time.
Yeah, I think it was like Game Cheats or something. Continuing to pick off, yeah, GameFAQs was good. The walkthroughs on that site were good.
He gets that Mothership there. It's very annoying, very expensive, difficult to replace.
Very comfortably taking that third. is Zest. It's going to be behind, or no, actually no. I'm going to stop that thought right there. Incorrect. Same timing here with PartinG.
And +2 Lance finishing here for Zest. And he's going to go into his Archon a little bit later. Just has so many Phoenixes that they don't really care about the cannons.
Yeah, they regen shields, they go in and take like a couple hits, and that's it. Looks like PartinG wants to go for an attack here.
Yeah, at this moment, there's about to be a third Colossus. The charge is almost done. These Phoenixes don't have a ton of energy left, and he's going to use it on probes here. I guess he's got still a few more lifts back in him. The thing you would want to lift here is the Immortals, so that they don't actually do the damage to his Colossi. He doesn't go into Void Rays or anything like that. He's just purely on the Phoenixes right now. Let's see if he can actually make this work. Zealot Harass here is going to draw the army back into the main base. At least that's his goal. And maybe he can hit an attack at the third base while he's in the main.
Going to drop those 4 and warp in 3 more, but a big warp in back there for Zest. It's going to be more than enough to defend here.
There come the Phoenix. I was a little bit surprised those are so late to the party. PartinG has taken a hidden 4th base during all of this. Pros vs. Pros doesn't usually work like this, where it's like, well, he's had that 3rd base for a while, and he's killed a lot of my probes. I need to take a 4th base, then I'll get ahead. That's usually not how it works. If you take a 4th base and you die, but on Altazim Stronghold, throw all the rules out the window.
Possible.
Anything is possible.
You just do whatever you want. Well, here comes those Zealots. He warped in, and look at this. Warping in a bunch more down here.
He actually sees the base with that pylon. He's going to actually...
That is so unfortunate. Zest warping in 3 Archons. That is so much gas that he just lost. But look at this. Going to get a bunch of these probes if he goes for them.
This is one small victory for PartinG, getting those Archons. Getting a few feedbacks off here as well. He has a lot of Archons he can make himself with those High Templar. He's just waiting to do it in the last second. Wants to feedback as many of these Phoenixes as he can. Oh, great forces here. You know, PartinG is really trying to swindle his way into a win right now with this micro. He's like doing everything he can. He's doing it a lot better than Zest is. Zest is playing the numbers game. PartinG is like just trying to do anything he can. He's picking pennies up out of the couch right now to try to come back into this game.
That he is. Warps in a couple more. High Templar going to make that into an Archon.
He's not just looking for quarters, Brendan. Anything he can get.
Nice
well, here we go.
For Zest.
If he can connect with those Colossi, that's everything here. So many Archons ready to be made here. He wants to feed back the Phoenixes instead first. Now he starts those Archons. Damage output here is a lot right now for Zest. He has those Colossi untouched, and his Phoenix fleet, even though it's destroyed, did its job. I think that is going to be just way too much damage. Took a gamble. It paid off. Choya Phoenixes, man, reminding us of Calm Before the Storm. And that's all she wrote.
That's going to be it. GG. Down here in the south, in the teal for KT Roaster. Needs to win 2 in a row. He is.
KT Roaster, Zest.
And his opponent to the top left in the red.
SK Telecom T1 PartinG.
Big crowd here today.
Yeah.
A lot of SK Telecom fans. And PartinG fans. Going out as well. PartinG, a guy showing a lot of emotions, a lot of emotion at a lot of different times. Garners a lot of fans. He's a very fun guy. Always says hello if he sees us at any time. He knows we speak Korean, but he still just says hello in English.
He's, yeah, he does do that. He's been a little bit cold to me since I once predicted against him in Pro League.
Oh, God.
But,
that happened. You know, were you the only guy who voted against him there?
Yeah, I think so. I think he won too, so it was a bit awkward, but no, we all just trying to put it behind us. So,
PartinG's
won the game. That's what's important, right?
PartinG's just trying to forget, man. You traumatize him. He doesn't want to relive those past memories.
I know he really looks up to me. But,
He knows how good you are with the Void Rail, and
Yeah, he knows.
he's seen your play on the ladder.
He's always asking me if I can give him that build order for Protoss versus random Void Rail, where it works against everything, and it's still a secret. Well, he lost, but he's still watching, Son.
Yeah. A small cheer going out for him in the crowd. They have not forgotten.
They have not forgotten. Second gateway goes up for Zest, whereas PartinG keeps it singular. And Zest scouts correctly. PartinG does not.
Yeah. Zest going with the plural gateways here, not singular.
Yes.
Chrono Boost on the gateway for that Sentry. We've seen this a lot in this series.
Yeah, it's quite nice to actually get that super fast scout.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could use it for other things like I, mentioned earlier, but it seems to be much more scout oriented. It's not a creator Sentry.
Yeah. Building that energy, and a fast Twilight comes down here as soon as he gets that gas.
Oh, they are gonna fight.
PartinG's probe a little bit less brave.
Well, the thing is, it's better to live to fight another day, no matter what your motivation is to fight.
Yeah.
You
if you're gonna
might die.
fight, make sure you're gonna win.
I guess that's true, but
Don't fight a losing battle.
Yeah, okay, I like that. I like how you phrase that.
It's like Zest trying to do like a second aggressive play against Sue earlier today, and he saw that gigantic army of Roaches and Hydras, and he was like, I'm not going to fight this battle. Still died, but...
Yeah. Oh, we have a Dark Shrine actually again for PartinG here. Shows a Sentry. This Mothership Core is poised to scout.
That's a sneaky Mothership Core.
It's like PartinG knows when Zest is going to do Blink, and then he goes DTs. This has been pretty consistent throughout this series. All right, he's going to see it.
Yeah, he is. That Mothership Core can't attack the other Mothership Core, and now he gets all of that information.
Even if he had enough energy for an overcharge, like he wouldn't have been able to stop it from seeing.
Gonna have to recall out of here.
Yeah, he will.
There he goes. Bye-bye. And here's the hallucination that we were talking about with that Sentry that came out fast. Sees the blink coming up.
If you hallucinate an Oracle fast too instead of a Phoenix, it can often be misleading. Not when it gets into the main base, because then when you attack it, even if you make it look like, oh wow, my Oracle has barely got away, and then it didn't do any damage. When you attack it, you could tell how many hit points it has. But if you see before, like the Oracle flying across on the edge of the map, then it looks like he's actually maybe going Oracles. Okay, so he's gonna attack here now. He has a robotics going up at home, so PartinG is going to have DTs for the defense here, but I don't think offensively his DTs are going to do a whole lot for him. If he loses this next, this is going to be so painful right now.
Yeah, and I think he is. He just can't defend this right now. Too many Stalkers here doing too much damage.
Actually, it looks like he...
Oh.
Whoa.
Eat my own words there. PartinG with the warp and the Stalkers, and the pylon of Zest is not close enough, but now he's going to come up the ramp.
I actually blink forward here. PartinG has his own blink, but not going to hold his Nexus this time. He canceled the Dark Shrine, I think, by the way, which means that no DTs for the defense. And he doesn't have his own blink yet. This is starting to look bad.
Blink is not here. The cancel on the Nexus. PartinG is way behind. And we get a look at his disappointed face.
Zest might claw his way back into this finals, man.
Looks to be that way. He's got an observer now for vision.
Oh,
Blinks on the high ground. Photon overcharge goes down.
2 Stalkers, and he saves his. PartinG can't chase on that. He's getting way too close to the edge there. Woo! That 1 Stalker is so low. Nice pick off there by PartinG. Gonna get this pylon though.
So what PartinG does best in Stalker versus Stalker battles. He is so good at targeting.
He knows, yeah, he knows exactly not to over target. Doesn't waste any DPS. Just targets what he needs to get done. Robo goes up now. He also realizes himself, hey, well, what if he goes DTs? Because he has Blink. And also, if I can get some Immortals out, that's going to be how I secure this base. This Observer is so clutch, so important. And he can't kill it. Just going to follow his Stalkers. He knows it's there.
Zest also knows he has the Nexus now up way ahead of PartinG.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be content to back off here. May pressure, may blink in with 4, as he is actually doing over here right now. Going to get that Observer for the high ground vision and just blink into the back here maybe. try to pick off some probes. Here he comes.
Yeah. PartinG is not in his base fast enough. Does pull his probes away very quick and drops the overcharge, so only a few probes going to go down here. Ooh, he's actually going to lose a lot.
Yeah, that's actually not worth it.
Yeah, now he's going for another attack, though, at the natural. Nexus has too many hit points by now. It's at 600. Can't really get anything done there. So I want to stick around.
Loses a lot of stalkers there. 4 stalkers for, I think, maybe 3 probes.
PartinG also killed the Observer when his Observer popped out.
Wow.
So that's something else of importance. That's a little pop sound you guys heard. The game resources lost at this point are pretty similar, but that faster mining for Zest means he's mined probably almost as many resources more as he's lost at this point.
And the other thing here is that the forge is a lot later here for PartinG. The +1 for Zest is coming along. It's going to be about halfway done by the time that forge is even completed for PartinG. And he's going to have the +2 a lot faster than PartinG does, which is very big.
That's true. Possibly
usually when we see a lot of timing attacks.
Yeah. Those timings come down when you have the faster upgrades. Now, at this point, I mean, it's tough for PartinG to actually accomplish anything. If he catches these 2 Stalkers, though, or rather these 2 Immortals, doesn't want to commit there, because if he does and there's anything else nearby that he just hasn't seen, then he loses everything. But getting those sentries is totally okay.
Yeah, basically free. Took a little bit of damage. Now PartinG going to come in for the scout, sees the forge and just how far behind he is. Doesn't really know how far along that +1 is, though.
Yeah. Lewis is like, okay, you're getting +1, I'm getting +1.
Yeah.
Actually, he might think he's better off than he is right now. He might be thinking, oh, you started around the same time as me. Because he didn't get to click on the unit to see they already have +1. The next time he scouts, though, he will see that. In fact, with this Observer, he might be able to get that info. I like how he hallucination scouts even though he has an Observer, which might actually lead Zest to believe there's no Observer here. So he can keep it alive and then scout exactly how he pleases a little bit later. It's on the skirt here of the base, so that basically with this Observer, he's going to be able to float around and get the information that he wants without being worried about being chased. Probably not going to be noticed this way.
Yeah. Again, this ragtag group of stalkers out on the map wants the pressure at the front. Sees that there's not many units there. Most of them are back. If he could snipe a Colossus, oh my God! As I say that, he goes for it, and he's gonna get it. Oh my God!
For 1 stalker, maybe 2? Nope, just 1. Well, okay, he's gonna blink forward here, using his hit point advantage to try to fight this. He's actually gonna lose a lot more than I think he bargained for, though. Oh wow, good micro from both. Oh! Stalker micro here, amazing by both. PartinG getting the better end, though.
Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. Sick micro out of both of those guys. 5 Gateways on the way now. PartinG. He's got the charge on the way. He has the Templar Archives. He's going to have the +2 a little bit later than Zest. That is the big problem here.
I wonder what he's got planned with this. Like, is he going to use this powering of all these structures to take a more secure 3rd base, or is he going to try to attack here? Because if he attacks these positions, I don't, even though he killed that Colossus earlier, I don't really know if that favors him here. I think it might be better fitted for him to take a 3rd base. He's down on upgrades. I don't know if he really realizes that.
It's hard to notice that, even if you're in the game. It's much easier for us to see little loading bars coming across. Those players have no loading bars.
Right. I mean, they have their own, but they don't have their opponents.
Yeah, they can only go by clicking the units.
So unless he keeps popping over this Observer and clicking on it, then clicking on his units to see what's happening, there's no way for him to know. He's going to actually lose this OBS. So probably didn't get a chance to click on those.
Yeah,
now
right, as +2. Finishes for Zest. Killing that pylon actually supply blocks Zest.
So he's going to take that 3rd base. And he has the Warp Prism counter. So when he sees the army of Zest move out to try to punish him, if that happens, he has the Zealot drop to just come into the base and say, hey, turn around, or I'm going to kill all your stuff. He is catching up. No +3 started yet for Zest. He can't quite afford it yet.
Zest making the War Prism, and he finishes +2. May want to go for an attack here. Chasing after a Blink Stalker with 2 Charged Zealots. With his Observer over here, he's going to get a great scout on this army. But he is actually going to lose it as I say that.
But he sees the composition.
And here comes the War Prism into the main.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Two cannons, a Stalker, and a Zealot, though.
Yeah. And a Blink forward gets the War Prism as well. Probes want to witness.
Probes are like, we could take this chance to get out of here. Oh, whoa, that probe transfer gets caught here. And we're actually going to have a fight that might decide this entire tournament right now. He has 4 Archons here. A group of 4 Zealots come from the right side. And it looks like Zest just has way too much for parting here.
Oh my god, he's actually going to take this to Game 7. Too many Zealots here for the Immortals. They cannot fight against this. GG. Hot 6. Up here in the teal, the top left.
KT Roaster Zest.
Zest has a lot of fans in the audience. He's as focused as ever. Playing 6 games in a row, it's hard to keep your focus, but never seen a more focused player.
Down here at the bottom right.
SK Telecom T1 Party.
Player most known for his immortal timings. Has a lot of fans coming down to support him today.
PartinG definitely looks a lot more stressed than Zest does.
Yeah, he does.
Going up 3-1 and losing twice in a row, you have the championship in your grasp. And you're like, okay, one more game and I got this. And you're talking to yourself so much in the booth. And then you lose 2 in a row. That is a huge hit to your confidence. You're playing against a guy like Zest, the most recent GSL Code S winner. And it is so hard to deal with those emotions when you're just trying to play a game of StarCraft.
Yeah. No, you're so right. Well, let's see, because this is a 4-player map. It's hard to scout. It's hard to get information about what your opponent's doing until the Hallucination Scout comes out. And they're both going into identical builds here so far. Only is it still early, as the Cybernetics core hasn't even been planted yet. But let's find out, first of all, are they doing 3 and 3 or 2 and 3? Or 2 and 2, excuse me. Both? No. 5 here for parting. So just like a slightly better mineral income for a slightly reduced gas income here.
Yeah, super slight. May still be able to get out that second gateway. No, adds another one to that gas. So now all equal up here in the gas. Of course, Blizzard Entertainment making this game.
Yeah.
Thanks to them. Or else we wouldn't be watching this right now, or casting it, enjoying it at all.
And they made a lot of other great games. StarCraft 1 is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's
pretty
decent, you
good.
know?
Pretty good game. And without a StarCraft 1, there couldn't be a StarCraft 2.
That is true. Chrono Boost on the Stalker there for Zest. He wants to make sure that Scout is totally out of the base. Follows up with the Sentry.
Okay. And Twilight Council goes up at home for parting. Do you think he's going to do DTs again?
I don't know. Could go for it. It's hard to get DTs in the base on this map. Get a pylon all the way across there. Zest right now has the watchtower as well.
This map is the one map, like I said before, where you can really hide the DTs like in a main base or something.
Yeah.
I think this is the reason why we see this probe over here. He checks, he brings up Mothership Core, makes sure this can't be scouted. Okay, no, never mind. He goes blink. He's going to be able to maybe get a pylon up over here.
Yeah.
But Zest is checking.
Oh, and they're going to run into each other. Did Zest see that, though? I don't know if he did.
Hard to say.
He targets that probe, and he's just going to sit in there, not following the probe that just passed by him, so maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he wants to make a pylon of his own.
Good scout here by parting. Sees the sentries. He'll be very happy about this because sentries don't really do a lot of damage. The robotics here for Zest is really important because with that, you know, if he gets those immortals out in time, that's how he's going to hold this. He still has his mothership core ready too. This is super all in by PartinG. 4 gates.
Goes Observer here. Zest, he needs Immortals to hold this off.
Yeah, he actually doesn't know what's coming. And this could still work. He has some ideas, right? But he doesn't know exactly how much of a commitment it is. Okay, there's the Immortal.
He's chrono boosting that out. He's going to need it here as soon as possible. 4 gates, the 4th one about to be finished here for PartinG. He has a forward pylon right at the front of the base of Zest.
He's chrono boosting the Immortal again. He knows how badly he needs it right now. 4th gate is done, and Blink is soon to follow. He's going to have so much warp-in potential here. Going for sentries, though. He's actually going to try to transition out of this. By the way, back at home, there's a big counterattack from Zest. See how much damage that gets done. He's going to get this Nexus. I think he should. At what cost, though? He doesn't get it. Here come those Zealots into the main base. Uh-oh, PartinG. You're in a bit of trouble right now as you just use your warp in somewhere else. He recalls. That's how desperate he is to defend, which means the Nexus is held by Zest. He even targets down additional probes here.
Yep, he's going to get the probes. Has the robotics facility for Immortals now and a Nexus. One thing he doesn't have is Blink. That's what PartinG has. But you know, I don't know. It's not looking good.
Not looking good at all. Very good assessment.
PartinG warping in 3 sentries as well. It's not really going to help in his comp right now. Was supply blocked for a bit. Trying to warp in now and come back for the attack again. There's going to be 2 Immortals here with a 3rd on the way.
What can PartinG do here? A second follow-up attack? With more Stalkers? Some good force fields. We've seen this work before. Zealot harassment is going to tear him a new one, though.
Look at the setup here by Zest. In a line is his army. Here we go.
This is everything. Colossus over here for vision.
Messes up the Blink. Not every Stalker gets up there. And again, the Zealot's in the main base, and he doesn't have anything to defend. Has to warp in 3.
But this is only 1 Immortal here. He's got those sentries, so he's basically trying to get Zest in one side or the other so he can force them out. Zest is going for the attack here. And there's a great time warp. Force field isolates the Immortals here, but can he target them down? Does he have enough DPS? That Colossus, of course, not being real, is being completely ignored here. Few Stalkers warping in, but he had to warp in those Zealots at home, so he doesn't have as much power with this as he would like to.
And now it's the Stalkers against Immortals right now. He's forced to Blink back. Oh, those Stalkers so low.
This is so close, and he commits 3 Zealots again for the warp-in, but they're actually on move commands, so they're taking some extra damage here. Now PartinG chrono boosting his gateways. I think he's going to do 1 more forward warp-in here, because if he warps anything else at home, the attack ends, and if this attack ends, he ends, and the files are going to go to Zest. I think this might be over. He's losing his forward pylon. He doesn't have any natural. He has no tech. His hands are off the keyboard. He's down 20 supply. Now drone drilling his probes. And it looks like Zest has made the comeback of the year.
Looks like it, man. What great play. He warps in 3 more Zealots here. And all of these probes are going to go down. They can't mine. It hurts. Bringing back his Stalkers right now. He's going to defend the push, but he has no Nexus.
And he's been not mining with his probes this entire time. He knows he's defeated. Zealots will be killed here, and that might be the end. PartinG's actually up against a counterattack now. He knows since those Stalkers are at home, they're not actually being used to harass or do any sort of counterattacks, so he can move across the map like this no problem. I mean, he could basically do whatever he wants. He could, make a manor fleet beacon in his opponent's base. That's how ahead Zest is right now.
PartinG's actually going to try to put up a Nexus here.
That's exactly what Zest is going to try to put down.
Yeah, that's how desperate he is. He's like, well, if he just doesn't attack me, maybe I can win.
That Nexus for Zest has been up so long that even if somehow PartinG did get a Nexus, it wouldn't save him. These 2 Stalkers not even interested in that one chasing them.
No more force field energy. Zest is going to come up the ramp and
could right-click the Nexus with this army. Probes off the line here. PartinG showing us a pretty finish here with these nice colors. But that is going to be all she wrote. Targeting now with the Immortals. Well, not as good as he could be. Now he is, and that is going to be game. Even if you press a button and kill every single one of Zest's units, it wouldn't be enough. PartinG is crushed. He's defeated here.
He's been defeated. That's the best word for it. Zest has come back and defeated him. Now
Dancing
he's
the
dancing
Stalkers! Kill the last probe! Can't even make another probe. And he's so defeated he can't even manage to type those two letters. GG's.